Hello and welcome to week 14 of Statistics 1. This week we're going to continue our area of inferential statistics, which is basically applying the statistics that we learned in the first two-thirds of the course and using it to make predictions about other populations. So in this week, the topic is called estimation. And if you think about it in general terms, when you make an estimate on something, there's basically two ways you can estimate something. You can either make a prediction or an estimate that is an exact point, or you can give yourself a margin of error and have an interval. So for example, let's say I was a teacher and I just assigned a test to a course, to a bunch of students, and I started grading all the tests, and after a handful of them, I made an estimate that the class average would be about an 85. But when I make that estimation of just 1 point of an 85, it is an estimate. I'm not pretty sure, and I'm fairly sure that the actual population mean will not be exactly an 85. So what I might do to that is, first off, in my head, when I make the estimate of an 85, I realistically know that 85 is not going to be the exact answer, but it might be around an 85. So I might apply what's called a margin of error to it. Let's just say my margin of error is 3. Then that means I'm going to add and subtract 3 to the value of 85. And that gives me a range from 82 to 88. Again, when I subtract 3 from the 85, I get an 82. And when I add 3 to the 85, I get an 88. So my estimation now just expanded from 1 point of an 85 to an interval from 82 to 88. And you can imagine I am more confident in that my interval now will contain the true mean rather than me estimating that exactly 85 would be the value of the group of scores. So again, my confidence interval there, the interval from 82 to 88, allows me to be more sure of my estimation. That's what we're studying for this chapter. In this estimation chapter, there are two main assignments. There are two prompts from the text that I'd like you to submit, numbers 8 and number 10 from the book on page 231. And also there is a professional application activity. This does not necessarily need to be associated with estimation for this chapter. This is an activity where I'm looking to bring your work life or your academic life to life with the statistics that we're learning in this course. So read the directions carefully, and in a nutshell, what we're looking for you to do is take statistics that is meaningful to you, whether it's work or academic career, and you're going to take the statistics and convert it into basically a handout, some type of paper that you would be handing out if you were in a meeting, for example, either with constituents, with your peers, or with your boss, or with the public. And you were making a presentation that included statistics, and you wanted to relay the statistics in a clear, concise, and convincing manner, rather than having some type of academic paper or journal. We're not going to write it in that form this time. We're going to write it in kind of layman's terms so that somebody that you're presenting to can walk away with and get true, actual statistics, but at the same time have a little more everyday meaning to it. So good luck with this also. Again, two problems from the book and this professional application activity. I'd highly recommend that you take a look at the screencast walkthrough here for confidence intervals. You might want to do this either before or after you read the chapter. I hope here that this helps bring what a confidence interval is into a concise walkthrough of one of the problems in the book. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me or give me a call. Also, I'd like to lay out what's taking place for the rest of the course. We only have 3 weeks left. So for week 14, we're looking at estimation. That's this week. Next week, we're taking a look at what are called one-sample t-tests. And this is taking our estimation skills and taking it one step further. And this is basically bringing back to what we did with hypothesis testing. For the hypothesis tests, we were working on how to set hypothesis tests up. And then for week 15, we're going to execute hypothesis testing and use statistics to make a decision. In week 15, there is also one of our Excel activities. To realize that for week 15, there are going to be 2 items from the textbook and one of the Excel activities due as well. And then for the last week, the culminating week of the course, instead of having an exam that reviews the entire course, I'm trying to make it so that this course can be meaningful to you and either your work or your academic career. And it's a capstone assignment. And this assignment basically takes different parts of the course. And just like the Excel activities, we've been building it throughout the year. In week 4, we had one activity due. Week 8, we had another. And in week 12, we're going to have one more. I'm sorry, week 15. And then this capstone assignment is really based, instead of data that I provide, it's going to be data that you provide. Looking for you to think of data that is helpful for you, either in your work or in your academic career. And if you're really stuck and you want to double check to make sure the data that you have makes sense for this assignment, feel free to email me and let me know, and we'll take a look at it before you put a lot of work into it. But I'm showing this to you ahead of time, 3 weeks ahead here, because you might want to start thinking about data that you have in your work or your academic career that you'd like to apply to this capstone assignment and make it more meaningful to you. Last note, I'm looking to have a Google Hangout on this Wednesday night, which is the 24th at 8 p.m. and with the purpose of taking a look at Exam 2 and walking through all the work in Exam 2 and or any questions that you might have about hypothesis testing. The work we did in Exam 2, I was hoping you found helpful and that it pulled together some of the work we did in the middle of the course. And then also for hypothesis testing, hopefully you're getting a sense of the direction that we're going in statistics and how it can be applied to either research or even everyday life at your work in decision making and presentations. So good luck for this week. Hope to see if you can join us on Wednesday night in the Google Hangout. And if you cannot, we will tape it and post it anyway. All right, thank you.